G'day, Jason the Middle-Aged Gear Junkie here. Recently I've been thinking about how much I use loopers both at home and live, and it's really got me thinking about how important they are now in the modern guitar player's rig. So here's 3 ways to use a looper pedal. Number 1 is probably the most obvious, which is it's a great way to practice your soloing chops. So you record yourself a little rhythm track and then away you go, and you can just solo till the cows come home. Now I'm using the Boss RC1 here because it's super easy to use, and it has a bit of a light display. It shows you where in the loop you are up to, which I reckon is really cool. Because my wife has been sick and she's home sick in bed, I'm running through the Strymon Iridium and I'm running some drive pedals into that. So you can blast away like that for as long as you want, and it's loads of fun. But you can also learn how to construct a solo and give it a beginning, middle, and end. So for this next example, I'm using a part from a song that I'm currently writing, and it changes key about 2 or 3 times during the solo, which means that I really have to think very carefully about the notes and the scales that I'm using at any particular time. Now, having a looper and being able to practice this over and over again has given me the opportunity to really iron out any problems that I might have with that solo and really get me to sort of perfect it. My second use for a looper, and probably the most fun for myself, is using it to write music. Now you can use it to record a chord progression, and then you can then add other parts to it. You can write a melody that goes along with the chords. You can then write a harmony that goes along with your melody, that goes along with your chords. And you can really get really creative with layers using a looper. And I find this to be a lot of fun. My third way to use a looper is that you can use some loopers as a sampler live. Now, a lot of guys use loopers live to create their loops and then play over the top of them. I don't do this, partly because there's a bit of risk factor. If you stuff it up, you're going to embarrass yourself. So what I tend to do is, if I'm going to do that, I will pre-make the loop and then I'll store it in something like this. So this is the NUX loop core and it's got 99 memory slots. So I can pre-make my loop, stick it in there in one of the memory slots and press play and then just play along with it. You could also use your sampler to sample other instruments that you don't have in your group. So if you're in a little three-piece or something like that, and you've got 2 or 3 songs in your set that have piano in it, that's fine. Just whack it into one of the presets of this and press play, and you've got a piano player in your band. If you're a solo artist like myself and you're asked to play at a small venue or last minute, you don't have time to get your band together, you can also whack your whole backing track on there and play along to that as well. Here's some tips for using a looper. Put the looper at the end of your chain. By doing this, it means that once you've created your loop, you can then change guitar tones to play over the top of it. Why that is important is that if you are playing over the top of it with the exact same guitar tone, you can actually get a little bit lost. So try changing your guitar tone. For this video, I used a Boss SD1 for all the lead parts, which I didn't use on the rhythm tracks, and that helped the lead tone to really stand out. Secondly, if you're going to use your looper as a sampler, you don't actually have to put it in your signal chain. You can just have the outputs going out to the mixing desk and that's it. You do not have to have something going into it. There's plenty of different loopers out there on the market. It's just a matter of finding which one's going to work for you. So if you just want a really simple one knob looper, try something like a TC Ditto. It's small footprint size. There's plenty of other Chinese ones that are exactly the same. They can record up to about 10 minutes. They allow multiple overdubs, and these are perfect for practicing at home. The one I was using was the Boss RC1. I really like this one because it's pretty cheap, especially on the second-hand market. These are quite cheap. And it's got the graphic here with the lights, which show you where you are on the loop. So that's part of the reason I really like this. And this lives on my board at home. If you're looking for one that has memory slots so that you can use it as a sampler, something like the Boss RC3 is great for that. It has 99 memory slots. This NUX loop core is basically a copy of that pedal. It's a clone, and it does a great job. You can do multiple loops over and over again. It's got something like 10 hours of storage space, so you will never run out of storage space with this thing, and it's quite cheap for what you get. So they're great. The Boss RC5 is also out, which is similar, but it also has MIDI compatibility, so that's super cool as well. These pedals also have drum patterns that are on them as well, and a number of other pedals do as well. If that's a consideration, if you want to be able to practice along to drum patterns, then yeah, something like that would be great. So if you found this video interesting or helpful in any way, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you want to support this channel, you can go to the Middle Age Gear Junkie store. I've left the links in the description below where you can buy a t-shirt or some sort of merchandise that can really help out this channel. You can join the Middle Age Gear Junkie Facebook page. I've also left the link in the description below. Other than that, my name is Jason. Have a wonderful day. See you later.